Now to the UK election campaign, where Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Labour's Keir Starmer clashed over taxes in the first TV debate of the campaign.
We will raise specific taxes, and we've been really clear what they are. We've already dealt with the tax break on private schools. We want to end the non-dom status completely. I think that the super-rich should be paying their tax.
Independent Treasury civil servants have costed Labour's policies, and it's £2,000. But you asked for specifics,
nonsense.
Julie. So let's have a specific difference.
Please let
I've
Mr Sunak
announced
finish.
The triple lock plus, so that we raise the personal allowance for pensioners and ensure that the state pension is never subject to tax. That's all you'll get under a future Conservative government. Keir Starmer hasn't matched that pledge, which means for the first time in our country's history, if Labour are elected, pensioners will pay tax. I do not think that is right.
OK, let's get more then with Bloomberg's UK correspondent Lizzy Burden. Lizzy, top line, who won?
Well, the Prime Minister wanted this to be about tax, and you heard the sound bites from both of them there. He made it about tax. The YouGov polling afterwards showed that Sunak came out 51%, Starmer 49%. So that suggests Sunak won this debate. Starmer's response, as you heard, to this tried and tested Tory tactic of maintaining Labour as the tax raisers was to say it's garbage that Labour would raise Britain's taxes by £2,000, but he didn't seem to land that rebuttal, hence why Labour rushed out a press release afterwards explaining it in more detail. But even if Sunak managed to get this point across in the debate, it cost him likeability. And this is the point for the broader vote. Look, we had a Survation poll right before they went on the set showing that Starmer is going to win the biggest landslide in political history. So a 2 percentage point lead in the post-debate polling is not potentially going to be enough to move the dial. And as you always remind us, Tom, it's the scores on the doors on July the 4th that really matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly the Conservative Party would say that, wouldn't they, given the polling gap. And arguably there was more for Rishi Sunak to gain in this TV debate than Keir Starmer, given that gap. Is it your takeaway that he did land any significant blows, or in fact that Starmer landed any blows on the Prime Minister? You've said that it's probably not going to move the dial, but is there anything that we can take away from this that might feed into how we view the campaign going forward?
I will say I stayed up to watch this, Tom, so you can excuse the eye bags this morning. The biggest audience groan was directed at the Prime Minister, and he got the biggest laugh at his expense. And this was a moment when he tried to say that National Health Service waiting lists had come down. He made a bit of a gaffe over that, giving Keir Starmer the opportunity to say, I thought this was the guy who was good at mathematics. Look, Starmer's main message was that after 14 years of Conservative rule, Britons want a change, that it's these 14 years of underinvestment in public services that have left them creaking. And indeed, if you look at the polling, most Brits do expect taxes to rise to boost infrastructure, and polls suggest overwhelmingly that they want Labour to do it. It made it more poignant when both of them were asked, would you use private healthcare if a loved one was on a waiting list for surgery? Sunak said yes, Starmer said no, but it's an easily cut-throughable line that is perhaps what will be most memorable for Brits this morning.
Okay.